The following program is a Creative Magic Network production. You're listening to What's Your Excuse with Max Ivey, known around the world as the Blind Blogger. People often say, if Max can do it, then why can't I? Here's Max Ivey.
You know, a dream is like a river, ever changing as it flows, and a dream is just a vessel that must follow where it goes, trying to learn from what's behind and never knowing what's in store makes each day a constant battle, just to stay between the shore. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. This is Maxwell Ivey, known around the world as the Blind Blogger, and you can find me at theblindblogger.net, where you can purchase copies of my books, Leading You Out of the Darkness into the Light, It's Not the Cookie, It's the Bag, or pre-order my next one, the Blind Blogger's New York City Adventure and How You Too Can Chase Your Dreams. Today, I want to talk to you about not forcing things and finding that intersection. You know, Walgreens has an ad where they talk about the intersection between happy and healthy. When you're an online business person, you have to find that intersection between what you are good at and what people need you to do for them. Now, and sometimes it's easy to find that, and for a lot of people it's hard. They may struggle for months or even years before they figure it out. But I will tell you what happened with me in my own experience. When I was doing the work for the Midway Marketplace and doing social media and recording videos, people started telling me I had inspired them and that I should share more about being a blind entrepreneur. And I said, that sounded like a great idea. And I thought, well, I'll also offer coaching, and people will want me to inspire and motivate them and help them get unstuck on their goals and chase their big dreams and stuff. And that's what I offered. And I offered that probably for a couple years. And that's what I thought people would want. Well, it turns out they may want it, but they don't want it enough that they're willing to pay for it, or that they're willing to get it from me. It may be that they need me more as an example than they do as a one-on-one coach. It may be that I just didn't really reach that person yet, or didn't get clear enough on my message as to what I'm offering. But at that same time, I was continuing to do podcasts and radio shows and promote myself and my coaching and my writing on these interviews. And what I started noticing was friends would send me emails and they'd go, Max, how do you get booked on all these shows? And I would send back these long emails telling them most of everything I do and how and when and where, and giving them some pointers. And finally, Michael Babcock, who has a site called yourownpay.com, he said, you know, Max, there's a fine line between offering value and over-delivering and giving it all away. He said, you can't keep giving away everything. You've got to start charging for some of this stuff. And Michael convinced me first to create an online course. I created the online course. I also continued to do interviews. And I finally decided, hey, if people are asking me how I do this, maybe they will hire me to do this. But I'm not one of those people who will just say, okay, hire me, I can do this. For me, I'll be able to do it for you. So I reached out online and I said, hey, I'm looking for some people. I'm going to do this work for free. It's not going to cost you nothing. I just need you to show up and do your half of it. I'm willing to get you bookings. I just want to prove to myself and to potential clients that I can do this professionally. And I was very blessed. 3 people responded back. Alex Akoriji, who's known as the leader of the Naked Movement. She's really big on authenticity. Tim Olson, a.k.a. Tima, who did have a great podcast on being real people in this world, showing people how to lead exemplary lives and run businesses. He's now blogging and working on a book. And then also David Steele, who is known for Stand Up to RP. He's a poet, writer, singer, songwriter who's losing his vision. And I started working for those three people. I also continued doing my own interviews. And then more and more people kept asking how I did that. So I finally, after about 6 months of doing this for free for those three clients, I started putting the word out that, hey, I can get you booked on these radio shows and podcasts, and it's a great way to promote yourself without having to leave the house or bust your schedule. You don't need anything high tech. So I started doing that, started focusing on being the radio rock star, online media publicist. I still haven't come up with a really good, unique word for what I do, but I'll get one. So then the next thing is, once I decided I could do it, and I proved it by helping Alex, Dave, and Timo, I had to set prices. Well, I thought, okay, I'll charge them $250 a month. I'll charge them a startup fee, but I'll give them installments if they want it. So originally it was like $1,000 or 3 payments of $375. And people were interested, but they weren't interested in paying that. I finally got my first client when a woman who I had become friends with said, the exchange rate between your country and my country is very different. I could not pay what you're wanting, but I could pay this. And so we agreed on a number. I started working for her, and that's been a great relationship. We've been very blessed. And it got me to thinking, why charge everybody a pay one price model when everybody's at different stages in their development? So now I decided I'll charge based on what size audience people want to get in front of. And to me, that makes much more sense. It allows people to meet me where they're at instead of having to say, I'm not there yet. I can't afford you yet, but I'll get back to you in 3 months or 6 months. So, for example, if somebody wants to get on shows up to 9,999 listeners or viewers total, that's online, on demand, however they find these shows, then that's $100 a month plus a $50 setup fee. If somebody wants to go on every show I can get them on, including broadcast TV and radio, satellite radio, cable TV, everything, then that's going to be $1,000 a month. And depending anywhere in between, the number will be higher with the larger audience that people want to get in front of, because it takes me more effort and more time to build those relationships and do those pitches. So I've come to that. I have put that information out on the net, and lots of people are really happy with the new idea. They think it makes perfect sense. And as people grow, as they go from being a newbie to an intermediate, they're going to want to get on bigger and better shows, and then the fees are going to increase. And, of course, as I continue to do more and more interviews and become more popular myself, I have the ability to introduce my clients to the people I've already been on shows with. So the bigger my personality and influence grows, the better work I'm going to be able to do for my clients, and the more I'm going to be able to command for fees. Now, I'm not all about the numbers, so don't expect me to be one of those guys who's going to charge $5,000 or $10,000 a month or something crazy like that, because it ain't going to happen. But I've found that good, happy place. I'm a carney kid. I'm a promoter. I've always had to think about how to get butts in the seats and feet on the midway and now faces behind the screens. So the idea that I am a better promoter of other coaches and authors than I am a coach myself is perfectly fine with me. And at some point, as I continue to move forward, people are going to say, hey, Max, you've accomplished your dreams and your goals. You've done it. I need somebody to help me do it. I want you to be that guy. So eventually that's going to happen. But for right now, I love getting exposure for other authors. I love getting these people on these interviews and having new people find out about them, have them grow their audiences, sell their books, and maybe even get a deal for a publisher or a film company or something. That's the kind of stuff that I'm excited about. I'm definitely into serving and helping these people, and I can't wait to find out who my next client's going to be, where my next big success for one of them is going to come from. And who knows, you may be my next client. If you're sitting there thinking, hey, I would love to get more eyes on my blog, Radio shows. I want to get more people to read my book and review it on Amazon. Radio shows, podcasts. I want to raise money for a nonprofit group or for my film project. Radio shows. I want to get people to come to my art exhibits or possibly get an agent. Podcasts, YouTube channel interviews. And if you want to find out how I do it, you can go to my website, theblindblogger.net/rockstar. Click on the link, sign up to the email list, and you will get my course, my online audio course with over 3 hours of information on how to do what I do. And you get that free just for signing up to the email list. I hope you'll do it. I really honestly believe this is one of the best ways. It's one of the most fun and energizing ways. Trust me, there's nothing better than having a great conversation with a good cup of coffee in my hand and knowing that people are learning, being entertained, and being inspired from that interview. I can't tell you how great it feels, and you're going to love doing them. All right, if you have questions, just ask. That's my email address, justask@theblindblogger.net. I hope you've gotten something out of this as far as not trying to force, not trying to sell what you do, being willing to accept the possibility that maybe people want something other than what you're offering and trying to find that sweet spot, that intersection between what you do and what they need you to do. Until next time, I want to thank you for supporting me, for spending some time with me, because I know you all got busy lives and you don't have a lot of time to spend, so thank you so much for that. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your support. I couldn't do this without you. And until next week, thank you. God bless you, and take care out there. This is Max Ivey, known around the world as the Blind Blogger. Too many times we stand aside and let the waters slip away, till what we've put off to tomorrow has finally come today. So don't stand upon the shoreline and say you're satisfied. Choose to chance the rapids and dare to dance the tide. Oh, I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Like a bird upon the wind, these waters are my sky. I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel until the river runs dry.
You've been listening to What's Your Excuse with Max Ivey, known around the world as the Blind Blogger. For more information, you can go to theblindblogger.net or frederickby.com. That's Frederick with a C, by like bye-bye.com.